How are we all doing, guys? So, there's been a lot of community challenges recently, and I've been a bit lacking on doing them. So we're going to be doing one today. There's so many fantastic community challenges going around, and unfortunately, I've been working, so I'm a bit late to the party on some of these. Like I said in a previous video, because I've recorded these all in one day, if I do look a bit shabby around the edges, I do apologise. I've not had much sleep, and I've got to go and get my COVID jab today, so that's why I look a bit rough. And it's also why I'm doing this in the front room rather than the games room, because I'm pressed for time, so I would have had to move a couple of things around. It's just easier to do it in here. Right, so getting to the topic of the video. What is retro? That's what the Game Shack is asking. And I'll link his video down below so that you can go and check him out. Very good question. And my answer, if you've watched his video, probably won't be massively interesting if you've watched his video, because I am inclined to agree with him to a certain extent. So anyway, as we know, everybody will have a different answer for this question, because let's be honest, we all have different ideas of what is retro. Some people say it's the PlayStation 2 backwards, some people say it's the PlayStation 1 backwards. You know, everybody has a different answer. Now, my answer is very similar to the Game Shacks and also Drinking Games with Josh. He did a VR as well, and I'm going to link his below as well. Go and check him out. His was a good answer, and like I say, these two answers were very close to mine, or the same as mine, to be honest, because we have the same view on this. So, what is that view? Well, my view is that something becomes retro when the companies that make them stop creating content for them. You know, basically, if you've stopped making physical media, etc., then it's retro as far as I'm concerned. Now, it's a bit of a tricky one, this, because a lot of people think that the Xbox 360 and the PS3 should be in that vein. And at first, I would agree. I would say, yeah, it should be, because they've stopped making the physical media for it, and they was going to shut down the servers for it this year. However, they've done a U-turn on that, and the servers are now going to remain active. So I now question myself, is the PS3 retro? I'd like to think it is still, same as the Xbox 360, because they are no longer making games for these devices. And when I say that, I mean, there could well be indie titles out there, but we're not on about third-party people doing content for them. We're talking about the actual companies that created these devices in the first place. They are not doing new content for them. So, for me, it is retro. Now, a lot of people will say, yeah, but the graphics are very similar to what we have now. There's not a massive difference. This is true, and this is where it gets a bit muddy, because there are different stages of how gaming looks. You know, like you had your 8-bit era, your 16-bit era, and then you went to all your 3D polygons and all that. And obviously, since then, it hasn't really changed a great deal. It's got better looking in style of how the graphics and the sprites and all that look. It's got better looking, but it hasn't changed a massive amount. So it is a very good question. Like I say, everybody will have a different answer, and people will disagree with me. So yeah, originally I thought, yes, PS3, Xbox 360 should be in there. But now thinking about it, it's like, well, the servers are still active. When the servers shut down, yes, I probably will then class it as retro. So for me, I still see it that it's really PlayStation 2 backwards. That's how I reference it. Because there are no servers, there are no new games coming out from PlayStation. It is pretty much a console that they no longer create for. So it is, for me, retro. And that's how I look at this. Like I say, I would have thrown Xbox 360 and PS3 into it if the servers were shutting down this year, like they said, but they're not. So you've got to ask yourself, is it current or is it retro? I think all the time the servers are going, it is still really current, isn't it? So yeah, so I know we've gone round the houses a bit with that, but if I just come out and said what my answer was straight away, wouldn't make a very interesting video, would it? I just wanted to go through my train of thought and how I come to this conclusion. So yeah, for me, I think PS2 backwards is retro, and that's how I look at it. I don't look at it in terms of the different graphics and generations as such. I look at it as in a system that they no longer make physical media for, and they don't. So PS2 backwards, that's my answer. Anyway, I dare say there'll be some people out there that disagree. Like I say, I will link the Game Shack's original video underneath, so go and check it out. If you've got a YouTube channel, maybe think about doing a response to it. If not, maybe just comment below and let me know what you would have, what your views are, what your choices are, what you class as retro and what you don't. It's always good to talk to you guys, be interested to get your thoughts on it. And as you know, none of us are wrong because there is no right answer to this. Retro is retro. No one's come out and specifically gone, this is retro and this isn't. We all have our own opinions. So if you do have a difference of opinion, just try and remember that everyone is going to have a different opinion. So no arguments over this, discussions. Right, okay. Before I do my usuals, I'm just going to announce about the unofficial Anbernic fan group on Facebook. Like I said in a previous video, I was asked by Andy and a few of the guys over there if I'd like to be an admin on there. Reason for that is because I, as you know, watching the channel, I do like my handheld emulation devices, and that's what this group is for. It is called the Anbernic, but it does cover all handheld emulation devices. And I've done a few videos on various different devices, and I was asked by the guys if I wanted to become an admin, which I was very interested in because I am interested in this side of things. As you know, I've done videos on it. So yeah, so it's been nice to have gone over there, got involved, and I've had a few discussions with the guys on there. So if you haven't checked that out, maybe go over there and give it a like. And all that's left to say really is take care, stay safe, Nerdy Geezer out.